What is going on, my beautiful LARPers and LARPettes? Today, I'm going to go over yet another Shotshow release, this time from Sarsilmaz, SAR USA, or Sarsilmaz USA now, US, the 724. But before I get into this, what is my relationship with SAR themselves? They have sent me firearms in the past, like this K12 here. I'm going to be directly comparing this to these guns here, by the way, because I think this is basically the newer gen version of this one from SAR. But anyways, they sent me this K12. They also sent me this these 724s. I have the compact here, the standard, and then the sport. But I do have to send them back after a period of time of testing. But thank you to SAR for sending these out for the SHOT Show release. If you're looking for them, they just were released, I guess, today or the day before I post this video up. But let's go ahead and break down these guns here as far as the features, right? So why the heck did they call it the SAR 724? I'm going to read you something from their website really quick. The SAR 724. A product of advanced engineering is the choice of those who want to feel safe at any time and under any circumstances with its clear, decisive, and professional design approach. Now, in the US, we say if something is great all day long. If something's just too good, I guess, it's good 24/7, right? I guess I get the language barrier there, so I think they got the 24/7 mixed up and they said 724. Now, this makes sense to me because they're from Turkey, right? I am Hispanic, and a lot of Spanish words, they kind of say it backwards in Spanish. US, we think something's weird in another country. I think most countries say things like the opposite of what we say. Not the opposite, but like they kind of say words backwards. They're kind of mixed up. So when you're trying to translate the words, it sounds like you're saying something backwards. Kind of like this, 724, right? So it makes sense to me that they said it's 724, implying that this gun is great 24/7, you know? But in reality, I think if they said 24/7 on it, I think it'd be kind of cheesy, right? So yeah, okay, like the SAR 24/7, you know, like it'll kind of feel like it rolls off the tongue like it's something cheesy. 724 in the US, us Americans are gonna be like, oh, that's a really cool name to name something. What does it mean? You know, so it's gonna confuse us enough to basically make it seem like this gun is pretty cool, which it is. But yeah, just wanted to break down the history of that naming there of the gun. But like I was saying before, 3 different models here. Let's start at the front, or let's actually start what you're getting in the box itself. You get a cleaning kit. This one came with some patches, and you get 3 optic plates. You get an RMR optic plate, you get an RMR-CC optic plate, and then you get the RMS-CC optic plate as well, and these are metal optic plates. I don't know why a lot of companies give you plastic optic plates. I think they should all come with metal optic plates. But yeah, so the guns come with 3 optic plates on this one here. I have the RMR optic plate on this, and I'll get to the optic in a second. Now moving on to the front ends here of all 3 of these, you get a 4.4-inch barrel on the sports, and that slide and frame match up flush with that barrel there. And on the standard size, this is a 4.0 barrel, 4.0-inch barrel, again with the slide and frame flush to that barrel there. And then on the compact model, you get a 3.6-inch barrel there. I put this, what is this, Foxtrot 2R, I don't really know. It's kind of like a subcompact light to just show you that it fits these little lights here. But slide and barrel do fit flush with that as well. And that is going to be the major difference between all 3 of these, is just the barrel length, the frame, and the slide there. So 4.4, 4.0, and then the 3.6. The rest of the gun on all three of these are exactly the same. I mean, there's no difference whatsoever other than the length of the front ends here. Now, these slides themselves are going to be very similar to the CZ Shadow 2 series. The profiling of it, the serrations are a little bit different. I'll bring out a Shadow 2 right here, 2 Shadow 2s. Right here, you can see they're kind of the same profiling, right? Those cuts. But I'm not going to show the shadows too much because I want to make a whole separate video on just a versus video between these two. But you can see that they definitely clone the Shadow 2s. And when it comes to Sarsilmaz or Sarsilmaz, they're no strangers to cloning guns. Again, this one was a clone of the Tactical Sport here by CZ, and then they have like their Glock versions here with the SAR 9s. Turkish companies make clones. I mean, that's just what they do. But with these here, the profiling is very similar to the Shadow 2s. I actually like the serrations a little bit better. You get 3-dot white sights on this one here, iron sights. So let me show you on a non-optic version. So you get 3 slots on the compact, 1, 2, 3. Then you have 4 slots on the full size, or the standard size is what I'm calling it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you get 5 slots on the Sport. Now the Sport, I guess, is more tailored towards competition shooting, hence the name Sport, right? So I would say the Sport competition, the standard, like a duty gun, and then the compact as a carry gun, right? Now moving on back to the trigger guard, you got some texturing right there up front, and then you got like a nice undercut down here, which I think is pretty damn comfortable. Holster fitment depends a lot on the trigger guard when you're not using a light. I have not tried CZ Shadow 2 holsters on this. I'm going to leave that for the, I guess, versus video between the Shadow 2s and this one here. But I'm assuming they might work because the profiling looks pretty damn similar here. But again, I'm going to have to, I don't really think I have a Shadow 2 holster that's not like a competition holster. So I'm gonna have to order some holsters for a Shadow 2 and then give you guys an actual answer if these will fit Shadow 2 holsters. If you guys get some of these before I make the video, go ahead and drop a comment down below and tell me if they actually fit your CZ Shadow 2 holsters. The trigger also has texturing on it. I don't know if you can see it there, which I think is a really nice touch. A lot of other guns, like their older K12, did not have texturing there. I actually like when it has texturing. I don't know, I feel like it's just, I don't know, it feels more comfortable for me. But as far as the trigger pull goes, I prefer it a lot over the K12 here. This one is single action only, but the K12 just feels a little too heavy. And this is supposed to be like their competition gun, right? But to me, it just feels a little bit too, I guess, heavy. Feel like, check this one out here. Super smooth. You can probably do some trigger work on that too to smooth it out even more, but this trigger just feels nice. And the double action isn't too bad either. Feels me, if I was using this one for competition, I'd probably do some tuning to it or send it out to get some polishing work done to it, smooth out that trigger pull a little bit more, make it a little bit lighter. But on, say, this gun here, the standard model, the duty version, I wouldn't change a thing. I would basically just keep it as the way it is right here, because you want a little bit heavier for something that's for duty or for carry. But for this one, I'd probably just send it out to get some work. And I'm pretty sure anybody who does work on CZs will basically know how to do work on these. Now moving on back, I have a RMR footprint optic on here, and this is today's video sponsor, by the way. Osight just released their XR optic, and this is an enclosed emitter optic that has about like 6 different settings. So you got like 2 MOA dot, and then it goes to a 2 MOA dot with a circle, then it goes to a 6 MOA dot, then a 6 MOA dot with the circle, and then that last setting is going to be the just the circle itself. which I have never seen something. I guess the dots change MOAs. I don't know if there's any out there that do that, but I thought this was a very neat feature to have on the XR. Again, enclosed emitter, which I think all optics should be coming enclosed emitters now, because I just get so tired of cleaning dirt and debris or belly button lint off of my carry guns that don't have enclosed emitters. But this one I think is really well done with having that enclosed emitter. Another really cool feature about this, check this out, watch, just keep an eye right here. You see that pop up? So those are backup iron sights, believe it or not. So if I didn't have these iron sights on there, I can use these to co-witness with my front optic. A lot of guns, like some 2011s, they do have an option to take off that rear optic plate, but you do lose the rear sight. So I think it's really neat that Osight went ahead and put that on there. And also you can just pop those down, and they're hidden for the ones that do have iron sights. Do have a battery indicator here that will change color if it's getting low on battery, or letting you know if it's dead. Now, the last thing that I really like about this optic is that they come with this rechargeable battery cap here, so you can charge it with the USB-C back here, and then when your battery starts to go low on the XR, just go ahead and put it on there that way. So really cool that Osight has come out with this. I think there's some pretty unique designs on this optic itself. Now, moving on back to the SAR, you have your slide release on the left side here. Super easy to actuate if I needed to. You only get one manual safety though on the left side here. I would much prefer to have just an ambidextrous safety. I'm just used to guns, especially like this, to have an ambidextrous manual safety on the back. They came with the K12, as you can see here, but I don't know why they kind of skimped on that on this gun. I think if you're going to go and get something like this, that it should come with something like that. Moving on back from there, you get this nice beaver tail here that is rounded off at the end. I think this is a lot better design than the K12 here. The K12 is kind of rounded, but it's very pointy at the end here. So if you're going to carry this, I don't know who would carry this gun as a concealed carry, but if you're going to carry this, this will probably be digging into your gut if you have a dad bod like me. But now that you're getting the compact version of the 724, it is rounded here where it's not going to annoy you as much as the K12. From there, you have a hammer that's kind of partially skeletonized. I think these skeletonized looked on a hammer like this K12. Looks a lot better though, but it is what it is. They went with this hammer here, and they put some texturing at the end there, knurling at the end. I don't know if you can see that. Comparing that to the K12, where it looks more like a, I guess, 1911 hammer there, where it's rounded off at the end instead of a flat end there. You get some nice grip panels. I'm assuming these are G10 grips. Not too aggressive, but not slippery enough where it's going to slip out of my hands. I'm assuming, and again, I'm probably just going to save this for the CZ Shadow 2 versus video, but I'm assuming these are going to be interchangeable with CZ grips as well. I hope they are, so that way you don't have to go out and buy new I guess custom grips for these guns, like the K12. I think the K12 takes specific K12 grips for this thing. I think the only person that actually sells something like that is like Lock Grips, but hopefully the grips are the same, so that way I can just buy CZ grips or change out some of my old CZ grips to this gun here. You get a textured mag release right here on the left side that is ambidextrous. You can go ahead and take a tool, pop it out from this side, or pop this part out, flip it around, and then screw it back together, and you're good to go. This is one of the things that I'm kind of like iffy about. It reminds me a lot of the CZ tactical sport texturing, like the old school tac sport. I didn't really care too much for that texturing. It was too, I guess, slippery for me and too thick and wide. I have small little hands, so didn't really care for it too much. I wish it was a little bit more like the K12, to be honest. You can see it's, I don't know, if it's like more 1911-ish to me. Look at that. To me, it's aggressive enough where it feels good. It's not too thick. You can see here, it's thin comparing it to the thickness of there. Just, I guess those of you with bigger hands would probably enjoy the 724 over the K12, but I have small little baby hands, so I prefer a smaller grip from the front to the back rather than a larger grip. But again, it's all personal preference when it comes to grip. The only thing I wish is that the texturing on this was like the same on the K12 over here. It is what it is. Get an aluminum mag wheel, makes it super easy to do reloads. I had no problem doing my reloads out there. I can reload all these extremely fast. I love having a mag wheel on a gun. It's so much fun. But again, you could take that off. So say you're carrying this compact model here. It comes with this mag wheel, but you can just go ahead and take that off and just have a flush fit mag on there. And the mags, again, you get 2 in the box. And again, I want to save most of the stuff for the CZ video, but I can't, I guess, hold back on showing you that you can use similar things from the CZ. So this is the Shadow 2 with, I got a brass base pad right here. And then this is the 724. They fit, they work. So those of you who have CZ Shadow 2 mags, you are good to go. You don't have to buy a buttload more if you're going to get this. So that pretty much does it, guys. These SAR 724 Sport, the SAR 724 Standard here, and the SAR 724 Compact. Very, very cool guns here. Essentially they're clones, but they're good clones. I've seen some companies make complete trash clones that don't work. You can see at the front end of that, I think I have like 1,000 rounds to this thing already, and a good like 400 rounds to this one. And I didn't really shoot the C too much, but in that intro there, I did shoot all 3 of them. When I'm doing kind of the steel shooting, I'm shooting this one here. Obviously, you'll know from the optic. When you're seeing me shoot around the little side-by-side there, I'm shooting the standard model here. And then when I have the flashlight on this one, I'm shooting more like up close to the dummies and stuff like that. They all performed flawlessly. I was shooting Supervel, what is it? 115 grain Supervel ammunition, and they ran fine. But what do you guys think of the SAR 724 series of handguns? Me personally, I like the route that they're going. They make well-priced polymer guns. The K12 was a nice budget option over a CZ Tactical Sport, but now you're getting these here, which I can guarantee you they're going to come in at a competitive price point. Tired of my camera not focusing, but again, do you guys like these? If you're at Shotshow, go ahead and go to their booth and check them out for yourselves and let me know in the comments down below. I'm sad that I'm not at Shotshow with you guys. I got super sick last year. If you saw my videos coverage of last year, I got super sick. I think like the first or second day, and I was stuck in my hotel room for like a week straight and hated it. Came back to my kids, and I was afraid of infecting them too. So I just don't want to go through that again. Maybe next year I'll go out again. So I apologize for not getting you guys SHOT Show coverage. But either way, I love you all. Appreciate you all. Catch you in the next one.